Welcome to the New Earth Radio, a frequency your soul has been waiting for. Tune in, rise up, and remember who you are. Today, I have a very, very special guest. Hi, Brandon. Nice to be
Hello.
happy that you're here. He is a millionaire mindset specialist, but he's so much more. He's a life coach. He helps you through the mindset of it all. He's also a daddy, a father, a
Oh,
daddy.
don't forget that.
Yeah. He has many, many roles. And today he wants to share his story, yeah, behind it. So
Mm.
welcome.
Oh, thank you for having me. Now, I was telling Layla, for all those that are watching this recording, Layla has this badass setup, and it's so much cooler than Zoom. So, for those that are watching this recording, you may see me look this way, or this way, or this way, but hey, if you can pay attention to the way that my words make you feel, rather than just hearing them, I promise you. Whether it's how good Layla looks or how crazy I look looking from screen to screen, you're gonna get freaking something, man. So, Layla, thank you for having
Yeah, thank you for being here. I saw you, I think a few months ago. I'm following you for a while now.
me.
And I was just, the first video I already saw, I saw such a calm sense of energy and inspiring. And the way you talk is just like it comes in.
Yeah,
And if I see your videos, if I see your work, I see that you have walked a long walk to be where you are today. So I believe that there is a lot of work behind the person that stands here.
sure, sure. Yes. You know, it started out being that way. I'll tell you that much. So I don't know if you can see, but behind me, I kind of have these black belts and these swords and cool tigers and everything else. For those that don't know, or maybe I can share with you, I'm a lifelong martial artist. So growing up inside of the martial arts causes you to be able to have almost a very curated way of living. Now, a lot of people think that martial arts is about learning how to fight, right? Maybe have self defense, maybe have security instead of insecurity. But there's a whole new world of martial arts once you get into it. And what it is it's the development and the mastery of your mind, your body, and your spirit.
Hmm.
Yeah. And so what ends up happening is as I swear to you, I got, it may cause some people to be jealous, but dude, I got the best parents growing up. All right. And I can recognize that not only because of what they represent, but my parents were actually my instructors as well. Meaning, long before I even stepped foot on this planet, my dad decided to open up his own martial arts schools after training for many, many years underneath so many different mentors and masters alike, right? So then what ended up happening is my father, my dad, has this entrepreneurial heart. So then he started opening up schools. A little bit later down the road, my mother actually starts karate at one of his locations. So, needless to say, my mom wooed the karate instructor. Okay, now this is super cool because they ended up banging a whole bunch of times, and now me and my brother showed up. But then the cool part about that is not only do I have parents that have been studying in the mastery of mind, body, and spirit, but they also are entrepreneurs that have been able to build and grow, still to this day, still operating more than 50 plus locations just alone in Colorado. That's actually where I was born and
Wow.
raised, but
Wow.
it's actually world renowned. I mean, we're as far as Barbados to the West Indies to Hawaii, all the way up into like what is that, Canada? I think we have one in even like the Netherlands, Norway, somewhere around there. Needless to say, I'm not saying that to impress you, but to inspire upon the fact that the walk of me becoming who I am today was also guided by a lot of individuals that came before me. So before we can say Master Johnson is the shit, which I know that I am, I know, I have to hold a light to those that kind of paved the path for me in becoming who I am today. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, I understand what
Yeah.
you mean. And that's cool that you also mentioned that because that's where you start. And of course, sometimes you don't have that start, but then you have other guides.
Mm.
But it's also always cool to explain what guides you had, but then you have to be inspired too. And not
Mm.
only you have to be inspired, but then you have to start to walk the way because you can be as inspired that you want, but
Oh
and you can
man.
have everything that you want, but that doesn't make you you yet.
That's right. And you mentioned something. You said there must have been a lot of hard work coming up. And I said, it did. It did. Keyword there, did. When you come up through the martial arts, there's a lot of personal development. The martial arts mat, I specialize in karate, which is a mixture of martial arts, if you will. It just has a backbone off of self defense, meaning defending thyself. Yeah. And the fact of the matter is on the mat, Layla, there's not a lot of sympathy. Right? And there's a time and place for empathy, but not a lot of sympathy. And so not even would, I was brought up to anything I put my mind to and work hard for, I can obtain. And you know what? I proved it right. But I'm going to get into a different aspect of this here in a sec. Through all of the black belt tests, through traveling and competing all around the world, acquiring a lot of accolades and declarations and a lot of cool things, or accolades and declarations. I guess you could say that. I'm declaring I'm the greatest. Yeah, why not? There was a lot of identity that came with winning. There was a lot of shame that came with winning as well if I did not win. So it got to a position and a point that I've developed inside of my subconscious the ability to win. So here I go. I'm mastering mind, body, and spirit. I'm starting to develop all different kinds of new things like behavioral patterns and skills of recognizing how to communicate adequately and correctly, how to hold myself within my own businesses at a young age, how to be able to generate a lot of success early on based off of what I've learned in the martial arts into everyday life until I lost it all. Weird. I mean, I at one point had a business, early 20s, pulling in upwards anywhere from 200 to $375,000 per month. It's kind of crazy. I graduate high school, all my buddies go out to all these awesome colleges. I went to Pikes Peak Community College, which is a community college in Colorado at the time, for 2 minutes. And Layla, I'm trying to tell you, that was the weirdest fucking 2 minutes of my life. Okay, it just wasn't there. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna open up my very first business. And so here I go, hot shot, opening up businesses, making connections, getting the fast cars, doing the flexing, good body, super handsome, charismatic, super awesome. Then it got to the point, like I had mentioned, where I ended up losing the cars and losing the houses and losing the employees and losing the businesses. But the weirdest part was that was the hardest I was ever working. So when you say, oh, it must have came with a lot of hard work, it did, until I recognized the way it's actually supposed to go, which I think we might expand on
Wow.
here today. But essentially, the reason why I'm a millionaire mindset specialist is because it's the same thing for a majority of the millionaires that I work with. Everything that they've created came off the backbone of hard work and labor and sacrifice and struggle and hustle. But eventually, you get to a position and a point where you hit a glass ceiling and life no longer, listen to this, rewards you for your effort. It rewards you with a reflection based off of how much you are going to allow yourself to feel like you deserve to feel. In other words, the things you create, the things you build, the things you buy do not make the connection to you. Because if all of that disappears, guess what goes with it? That thing called happiness. So now we're starting to recognize, okay, there's going to be a different variable here for sustained success at a high level. And it has nothing to do with working hard. I,
Ah, that's
I,
so.
I can see
I
you peeking,
yeah.
yeah, but I want to stop
Yes, yes.
there. Does that make sense? Does that
Yes.
connecting?
Yeah, I was thinking for myself now, because I've been studying all about the millionaire mindset the last few months, but also what I'm doing myself the last 5 years. It all started with my own, not really, yeah, trauma, maybe I could say. Like,
Sure.
I want to help others not to feel like me, and I want to help my family. And out of that pain, you're starting to isolate yourself and so hyper focused on what you want to reach.
Mm,
And you were saying this, and after a while it was like struggle, 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 always struggle. And who am I without my job? I had no identity without my work anymore. And then after a while I was like, what do I like to do for fun? I don't
mm.
know. I like
You
to
get
work.
it.
Yeah, so you were saying that, and I was like, that's
Kind of
so cool.
interesting, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
it's
And
pretty
that's so cool
interesting.
that you lost it all because you had to go through that to come to a place that you understand them so deeply.
Oh,
That's
Layla,
cool. I was thinking about how beautiful that was.
Layla, I'm telling you, I didn't just lose it all. I was over again and again and again and again. The routine of understanding why I was subconsciously sabotaging my success. Do
Mm.
you mind if I tell you it? Might be able to help you
No,
out.
please, please tell me. Tell me everything.
Yeah, yeah. Well, have you ever heard of hypnosis? Have you ever done any kind of hypnosis, any kind of hypnotherapy, or anything of that nature?
Yeah, I've done it, yes.
Okay. So I come across a lot of hypnotists. Actually, a very good friend of mine is one of the best hypnotists in the nation. And for some reason, he could hypnotize anybody underneath the sun besides me. Right?
Oh.
And then I ended up finding myself in a, what is that? In a mastermind, if you will. And I came across another very brilliant hypnotist, but same thing, attempted to hypnotize me, couldn't work. One of the best in the nation. So what ended up happening is the realization of hypnotism is utilized in a specific kind of way. I've seen a lot of people that just do not have the capacity or maybe the tools or the keys to be able to understand how to reprogram or release or let go or deal with trauma or healing or anything of that nature. And so what ends up happening is they get to a place inside of their own paradigm where they say, well, I'm doing everything right. There's got to be something wrong with me. I need to go see a
Mm.
hypnotherapist or a regular therapist, or I need to go, talk to some lady about crystals or tarot reading. And there's so many different modalities, and I'm not knocking on any of them. It just, everyone gets to that position where they can feel the tension between where they should be and where they are, and they're doing everything right. And for some reason, it's not writing. It's not writing the way it's not matching what they see up here, and it drives them freaking mad. So what would end up happening is for that individual, oftentimes they will find something that allows them to feel something so that they can graduate to that next level of consciousness, if you will, or of their life, case in point. But for an individual like myself, for some reason, I could not become hypnotized. And after speaking with these hypnotists, they said the reason why is because you're a fighter. Literally, not just in the streets or on the mat, but mentally. So you have the mindset of an athlete. I've coached my brain to be able to willpower itself through anything, right? So the way that your subconscious works, Layla, is if anything feels like a threat, it will automatically cancel it out. So
Mm.
this is why oftentimes entrepreneurs like yourself and myself, we will have so much visions of a beautiful future and so much that we can bring to the world. And then we have this little voice pop up that says, but fill in the blank. And oftentimes that voice, we've coached against that voice so much that we're saying, I'm going to show you. And we can get into all of that probably on a different call, but I had to find a position that when that voice pops up and I'm not going to be able to become hypnotized, I need to find a new process that can allow me to see what is below my consciousness, which is subconscious, that is operating everything, my belief systems, my perception, what these things mean to me, the definitions that I'm giving, the stories that I'm telling in my head, that are continuously generating my reality around me. We call that manifestation. Now, stick with me. I came from a place where, man, I'm working so hard. And it worked for me in the past. Dude, I was killing it. I was making fucking bank, baby. I was doing it. So you know what I'm going to do even more? I'm going to work even harder. I'm working harder. Shit's getting worse. And then I say, I'm going to show you. I'm going to work harder. And then eventually it gets you to a point in a position where it breaks you. It breaks that will. And now it leads into the ego because the ego doesn't want to surrender. You see what I'm saying here? No, this worked for me in the past, but now where I'm going, if I can just wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go for a run and drink a protein shake and journal out my goals and light some freaking candles and go out for my second run and do an ice bath and go to the gym and then come back and then have my goals written out in front of me and listen to Tony Robbins and do this over and over again and chase after my goals and then go work out again and go have some sex, then go work out some more, and then come back and sit in front of my computer and make some content and some videos and then check to see if there are any messages coming through because I'm a multi-million-dollar mindset specialist. All the way to negative accounts, can't pay employees, can't buy diapers, parking my car inside of my garage, leaving my window open, the list for the repo man, coaching people how to make their first million. Meanwhile, I got nothing, but I'm doing everything. And I won't surrender and I can't get hypnotized. I needed to find a process that was going to allow me to be able to get there. And it's not going to come from healing, and it's not going to come from me doing all these new processes and procedures that I'm learning to reprogram my subconscious mind. It's about understanding the mechanics of energy, frequency, vibration, and consciousness. It's called metaphysics. Yeah? And this is where things start to click. Oh, Layla, I'm about to give you some, baby. I'm about to set you free. But let me pulse check you. Is this tracking well for you so far? Are you still with me?
Yes, it is. Yes. It's funny because, yeah, you don't know what I do, but I work with the subconscious mind. So my mindset coach, yeah, I have
Oh,
focused on that. So, yeah,
you
the
come on,
law of
that's too
attraction.
cool.
Yeah, so it's so cool
Yes.
that you went in this road. I didn't know that you would go here. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
everything
Oh
happens
yeah.
as it had to happen. So tell me, give me the juice,
Yes.
please.
Yes. Yes. All right. So I need to find a process. Well, I had to recognize a few things. Oftentimes, and I teach my millionaires this, just because you do more does not equate to more. There's masculine energy, there's feminine energy. And a lot of the things right now are built off of the backbone of the masculine energy. So your brain, you may know this because you've been studying this stuff for some time, but your brain is addicted to three things at every single second of the day. Three things. You want to guess what they are?
I have
Okay.
no
All
idea
right.
what
All
you're
right.
gonna say.
It happens even before you open your eyes to wake up in the morning. It's just there waiting on you. Your brain is addicted to finding, it's actually configured to find three things. The first thing is what's missing. Your brain could have
Mm.
everything, but it's going to go find something that's missing somewhere. The second thing is what's wrong. Oh my gosh, this is missing and this is what's wrong. The third thing is what do I need to do or how am I going to fix this?
Wow, that's interesting.
Every single second of every single day, if you are not operating with an intention, to focus on something that generates a positive state, which we'll get to in a second, a positive frequency, if you will, then you're leaving your brain to its default settings. And the default settings is what's missing, what's wrong, what are you going to do? But this
Wow,
is
that's such a
interesting.
powerful, yeah, that's a very powerful insight for people
Oh,
to
yeah.
know. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
oh.
that alone is so powerful.
It's awareness or it's ignorance.
Yeah.
And ignorance is not a bad thing. It just means you don't know. But now that you're aware that your brain is going to find those three things, here comes the blueprint in order to give it the things to find, right? Oh, this is
Yeah.
so fun. This is what I geek out over right here. But now check this out, because this is where it gets
Yeah, I
bonkers.
love this. Please keep on talking. I love it.
Well, if you're operating in masculine energy, like Mr. Masculinity over here, every time I wake up and I see what's missing, what's wrong, and what Master Johnson's going to do to fix it, and I'm very capable and I'm very positive, very optimistic because I've mastered my mind, my body, and my spirit. Well, then now, if I go try to track something down, generate something, create something from the consciousness of not having it, well, then I can no longer magnify or attract or bring that into my reality, manifest that into my living experience,
Mm.
because I'm operating from the paradigm of I don't have it. I put the cart before the horse. So now it doesn't matter what I do. The only thing that matters is how I feel what I'm doing. What I'm doing. Am I doing this from a position of lack? Or am I doing this from a position of because I am, this is what I do to express myself? Now, this is going to get nuts. I needed to find a process, Layla. I need to find a process on how I can get to a position to recognize why my hard work is not paying off. I needed a process in order to land me on a frequency and a feeling state. But in order for me to feel good, I needed to recognize why I felt bad when I wasn't working. Oh, I felt like if I wasn't producing, then I'm not getting the things, or I'm not getting closer to my goals. Now, a few minutes ago, I said, just because you may think that more equates to more, less is more. Less is more. Because it doesn't matter the hours you put in. The only thing that matters is what you put into the hour. But are you operating from a place of disconnection, lack, scarcity, worry, and what's missing? Or are you connected to a place of, oh, I have the outcome. I need to enjoy the process with a good frequency and feeling state that then allows me to let go of the how and enjoy the now. Now, this is where it goes. The process, Brandon, you keep on saying that. You keep on saying the process. Yes. Awareness. See, coming up when I was winning a lot, still am. Coming up when I was very much acquiring a lot of success and all these things, then lost it, and then I would get it back, and then I'd lose it again, and then I'd get it back, and then I'd lose it again. I started to recognize, okay, there has to be a variable. There has to be a pattern. Because watch this. If you ever look at your past, which I don't recommend, but if you do, find the pattern. Find the pattern of your past, not the pain. Find the fucking pattern, and then you're going to be able to see what needs to come next. Break the cycle. But again, not to go off sideways of that, I needed a process. Brandon, you know what you need? You don't need the money. You are needing the feeling of significance. We all have a need for something. When I was coming up, growing up, winning, I felt extremely significant. But then my subconscious, listen to this, says, oh, okay, Brandon loves to feel significant. He doesn't love the outcome he has. He loves to feel significant. We need to manifest opportunities that are formed as challenges for him to conquer so he can feel significant. We're manifesting, baby. So you know what would happen? I then would have a challenge. My mind says we can handle it, and then I would handle it, and I would get the money, or I would get the client, or I'd close the deal, or I would have the business, or I'd have the trophy, or I'd have the woman. Okay, great. Now that we feel it, we're going to have to give him another thing to feel significant again. Let's introduce more problems so he can work hard for it. My subconscious was addicted to the need of significance. And then I trained myself to be so good at solving my own problems that it would invite more problems for me to conquer and feel
Mm.
significant with. See, what ends up happening is I had a subconscious need for significance, but you know what I was doing? I was getting, this is so powerful, I was getting the acknowledgement from the things that I was chasing, gaining, and getting because of what was missing, what was wrong, and what I was going to do to fix it. Don't get me wrong, winning feels good, but at a certain point in time, peace means more to me than winning. Wow. So I needed to configure, oh, now that I have that in my awareness, how can I configure a way for me to feel significant without the belief that my money has to be attached to my labor? You see this? My lifestyle has to be attached to my labor. My effort means if I'm not efforting, then I'm not creating. How can I rewire this in my mind? I'm going to give you exactly how to do it. People pay millions of dollars for this shit. I'll just break it. I'm going to break it down in 2 minutes. There's you of today. There's you that's desired. In between, we call that manifesting. The way you manifest is through your feelings and your frequencies. You need to pick three major emotions to live your life from and enjoy the process of what you're creating out of those three emotions. Pay attention. If you look at your external world, you're going to see what's missing, what's wrong, what you need to do, and it's going to take you out of those feelings of feeling significant until you fix it. Because this is the pattern that we're operating on. So then now it gets into, well, Master Johnson, what happens if I had a really shitty upbringing and I just don't know what joy feels like? Oh, no, that's not a problem. That's an opportunity for you to go ahead and experience what joy would be like. What does it look like? What does it feel like? Oh, well, can I allow myself to feel that joy? Everything that I've been experiencing has came off the backbone of my hard work. Well, now's a great time to practice. See, what's going on is I'm not hypnotizing you. Watch this. I'm not healing you. Mm-mm. I'm looking at you as if you are already healed, and I'm giving you an opportunity to recognize more. That's mama. Give her a call back. To recognize more of the power that you have within you, not the verification, the validation, the power and significance that you're searching for outside of you. Because you're going to find it, but it's going to be the long way. We just have to get you to a position to stop putting conditions on being happy and peaceful right now.
Wow.
So the way
Yeah,
you do
you have
that,
said so
boom.
much.
Oh yeah, like this is the stuff. And you can see why I'm a
Yeah.
millionaire mindset specialist. But anyway, I could go even further on that. But let me pulse check. Let me pause. Is this tracking well for you?
Yeah, you have said so many powerful things. In the beginning, you started with saying about starting with a lack mindset. That's such a big problem for most of us because from a young
Oof.
age we have learned to live in a lack mindset. We live in fear. What will other people think? You are so instilled to live in fear that it's not only normal to feel lack, so you don't it's so normalized that you don't think about it. So that you already started with that point, that only that
Mhm.
small awareness change is so powerful for like most people, because I have a lot of people that tell me like, but how can you not act out of lack when you really believe that lack is the only way, that because you don't believe that you have it. And that's so powerful because I was waiting. I know that will be the next question people have, like. And
Yeah.
it's also what you say, like, it's manifestation. Of course, when you act out of lack, you will attract lack always. But it's also, even if you would put manifestation aside, if you wake up and you think you are not good enough, success is not in your life, you
Yeah.
have to work every time, or nobody is trustworthy. So when somebody comes before you and he is so trustworthy, but you don't believe that somebody could be trustworthy, you yeah, you would not even see it. So
Yes.
how can you see even opportunities if you believe that you are not worthy enough, or you will never attract it? So that's so powerful that you
Oh
said
man.
that. And
Oh.
also the second part, even more powerful. But yeah, you have so that you said, because you said about hypnotizing. And it's funny because I had this conversation, I think 2 weeks ago, with
Mm-hmm.
a friend of mine, and
Mm-hmm.
he's a famous football coach.
Mm.
And he said to me, like, yeah, he's also like trying to understand his body more and the mindset. He always in the masculine, and now he tries to find happiness with being more at peace, connected. And he said to me, yeah, I tried hypnotizing me, it didn't work. I don't understand, it worked for everybody and for me. And he also is always working out, working
Mm.
with people who are in the basket. It's the mindset. And
Mm.
yeah, you said it, I was like, what? That's crazy. And then you
Yeah.
ended up to saying the most important thing:
Oh,
people
most
who work like,
important.
yeah, you work for years. I worked for years to
Yeah.
understand, like, I always believed I have to work so, so hard to earn success, to
Yeah.
earn recognition, to earn happiness, to earn everything. The basic needs, but everything that I wanted was to be seen.
Yeah.
So every time I came in situations where I wasn't being seen, I had to prove myself. And then I that's, yeah.
You see
Yeah.
that? You see that, and you get good at
Yeah.
it, and you develop again an identity around that. But then eventually you hit
Yes.
that tension point that says, okay, in order to go there, now you see what needs to be surrendered.
Yes.
So let me just highlight it for you. For the person that went through a breakup and now they're like, oh my gosh, I can't trust anybody else, blah, 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 blah. Somebody comes in and you feel like they're very trustworthy and you want to trust them. It's so hard to, because what needs to be surrendered is your fear of heartbreak. And what needs to be understood is you are opening yourself up to heartbreak, but you're also going to be gaining a deeper level of love for yourself. People focus on the heartbreak and say, I don't want to do it. And then they do not surrender it. And then they subconsciously sabotage a good thing in front of them. Why? Because of their lack of love for themselves. Because this is what love is. By the way, she's so hot. But as I'm saying is, it's not to say that breakups don't suck. It's just there's a cool quote that says, your heart has to continue to break until it opens. I love that
Wow.
quote. And what that means
Wow.
is you can't be able to receive what you are not already the container of. So with me and my woman, the reason why our relationship is so powerful is because we don't need each other. We choose each other.
Mm,
So instead of us growing
that's
like this,
powerful.
we grow like this. But if one day she gets a wild hair and she finds a guy that can do all the things I'm doing, but so much better, while it will be very painful for me, I love her so much to let her go. But watch, as much as I love her, I love me more. So
Mm,
yeah, my heart may ache, but it'll never break because I carry the love for myself first. You see how that goes?
yes.
So the thing is you don't go through heartbreaks to have your heart break. You go through heartbreak so you can open it up to recognize that, hey, if my reality is a reflection of me, why do I continue to get in relationships with people that break my heart? Well, you have yet to break open your heart to give yourself acceptance of loving yourself first. Because even if a breakup came, it would hurt, but wouldn't hurt as if it could have, because you love yourself even more. It's not to say it won't be hard, but this is the purpose of living. Not escapism and to live into fear, but to be open for an experience, even if it hurts.
Yes. Is it also like you would say, it's not about trusting the other not to break your heart, but trusting yourself to be strong enough
Able to have,
to hold it all.
yes,
It's all about trusting yourself then.
loving yourself. It's about trusting yourself enough to know that even if this person breaks my heart, I will still love myself. I will not
Yeah.
judge myself.
Yeah,
I will not
wow. That's
shame
beautiful.
myself. It's even if that happens, I still have love unconditionally for myself. So when
That's
you
so
have
powerful.
that, then you don't need that. And then that's when it all comes to you. So the law of attraction is very simple. It's like attracts like. It's not attracting money into your life. No, it's emanating and radiating a magnetic feeling in yourself of value. And that feeling will attract and manifest opportunities to reflect it back to you that end up in dollar bills. Because money does not reward you for effort. Money is nothing but a reflection of the love you have for yourself. Period. Period. And if you get to that point in that position, then you recognize that, oh my God, this is my world. Everybody just lives in it.
I do recognize what you say also, because but it's also when you are in that position that you think like, I have to deserve money, I have to deserve everything that's good, and then you say like, no, you have to love yourself. Yeah, I understand it now, but I think a lot of people would think like on that moment like, but I don't. I don't think that I deserve it. So you have to get into that state. But I think a lot of people, it's not that you cannot go into that state, but if you have been hurt so many times and you have not, like you said, held yourself afterwards, you are indeed afraid to hope again because you don't trust yourself to hold yourself. So it's so cool that you're saying that.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
That's what to surrender. It's, listen, if you
Wow.
get into a relationship out of desperation, you never had yourself in that relationship to begin with. If you want more money, look at your bank account and feel better than it. There you go. You want more money? Look at your bank account, whatever it says. Feel better than what your bank account is trying to get you to feel. I tell my clients this all the time. Feel it to reveal it. Life says, what does it look like so I can show you what it feels like? In other words, what does it feel like? And I will show you what it looks like. Law of correspondence. The fact of the matter is if you look at your external world, when Jesus says, do not walk by sight, the man was not lying. Because you know what your external world's going to show you? The previous manifestation of what your subconscious has taken and accepted as true. How do you impress the subconscious? Through emotion. What is the emotion? You got to feel it to reveal it. Your external world is not who you are, it's who you were. But there's
The
that
people who are not
pattern.
listening to this podcast, they are so missing out. I don't know. But that's such a missed chance, you know? I don't know who's crazy enough, but you don't have the good energy on your side if you're not here listening to this.
Thank you. That's very.
Yeah,
Thank you.
wow.
There's a lot of insight
Thank
here,
you.
but yeah, you can tell the embodiment that I'm operating in. So I don't have much of a religion, but I do have a connection. Okay, I do have a relationship with Christ. And it's born and based out of esoteric, hidden wisdom and knowledge. It's born out of the metaphysics and mystic understanding of what the biblical principles are trying to be said and what Jesus was teaching. So the fact of the matter is I am not separate from it. I've accessed what Jesus was trying to teach, saying when people were asking Jesus, yo, how you doing all this crazy shit, man? You fucking walking on water and healing people and
I
all
think
this and
the
that.
conversation went like that, yeah.
Yeah. What did he say?
I'm sure.
He said, it is I that does nothing. I and my Father are one, but my Father is greater than I. What does that mean? When you surrender and let go your fear, your worry, and your doubt, then that infinite intelligence that's within you is free to operate through you.
Wow.
I and my Father are one, meaning I and God are one, but my Father is greater than I, meaning there's your ego's way. Ego stands for edging God out or earth guide only. But you know who Wayne Dyer is? Wayne Dyer, you know who that is?
No.
What? Girl, come on, man. What the fuck? All right, we got to go check him out. But Wayne Dyer,
That's
rest
the
his
next
soul.
thing I'll check him out.
Yeah, Wayne Dyer, he has a quote, and the quote says, you can either be a hostage to your ego or a host to God. Right? And the ego says, what are you going to do? The God within you says, look at what you have. And this is what it's about. It's not about just trying to go, no, it's all a part of your consciousness. But you have to meet it inside of the electromagnetic field or consciousness or life. But where is life happening? In you. So be it to receive it, right? Feel it to reveal it. If you enter the world saying, I need to go heal, congratulations. You're healing now. You're going to get exactly all the reasons why you're healing. Because that's what it is. Or you can decide, you know what? I'm healed. My brain loves to look at my past and predict my future and then look at what's missing and then tell me I need to go fix it. My heart says, because I am whole, complete, and fulfilled in this moment, I'm going to receive what it feels like to be whole, complete, and fulfilled. And from that position, I will create my $1 million business, not from my disconnection of it. You see this?
You are saying like this could be a course.
Listen, this is why I have my private community. This is why I have my one-on-one coaching clients. This is why people at the right time, they're just divinely guided in a position, and me to them, because this goes over a majority of people's heads, but for those with ears shall hear. And now I'm not saying that, Master Johnson is Jesus and blah, 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 blah. No. What I am saying is, hey, there's a truth and I understand the truth and it's worked for me. You can go the long way and you can take the long way and you can try to do this by yourself, or you can recognize that, hey, if you can feel better than what is, your life will be everything you want it to be. Stop judging yourself. Right?
You also said such a powerful thing why a lot of people are not there yet. You said, believe it and then you will see it. But a lot of people are so trained into only seeing what's in front of them. And they're like, no, I don't see it. I cannot believe it if I don't see it. I have to see proof before I believe it. Yeah. And that's where a lot of people already are stuck. But that's also a part when you start believing in a higher intelligence, it helps you to switch that up.
Let me
and
help
say,
you with this belief. Check this out. Yeah, a lot of people say, believe it so you can see it. No, you have to see it in order to believe it, right? Because that's what they say. They're saying, oh my God, I need to see it in order to believe it. They're looking for evidence in order to have belief, right? But that's part 2. This is part 1. So what does that mean? You need to see yourself in that, and then you need to feel access to that, and then accept it. Like, this is so, I'll simplify it for you so much. People spend so much time just thinking and believing that they are not what they desire to be, that it never comes through. If you can stop believing in that and just believe or think or feel as if what you desire is already yours, and live from that place and do every single thing that you do in your day on a day-to-day basis, you know what you're going to feel like? You're going to feel peaceful, powerful, relaxed. You're not going to feel frantic. If you remember what I said, there's you, there's the desired you. You're going to pick 3 emotions that you would feel if your desires were here, and then that's how you step into your desired reality, period. Then your reality or frequency is going to say, but what about the bank account, or what about the broken heart, or what about your narcissistic parents, or whatever the fuck? You're going to say, oh, wait, I remember that. But if I remember it in this moment, which then says, I feel it, and your subconscious doesn't know what's real and what's not. So you may be in this physical body, but your mindset and your nervous system is in that moment of your past. Why does it keep on coming up? Because that's when you need to see what the need is. Bring it to yourself from your higher self, which is you right now, going back into your consciousness to that moment, reaching into that moment, revising it, reconnecting to it, bringing what you need, recalibrating that. Now you have all of you in this present moment. Your subconscious is now configured to your success. Required no hypnosis, no success help. No, it required this. Sitting still and knowing that you are God, to love that aspect of yourself every time it comes up into your head, so that you can configure your nervous system to finally stop looking at your past. let me tell you this, and then I'll shut the hell up. The only reason why the doubt of your past
Don't.
and the memories come up is not because they're tormenting you. You have an opportunity to bring yourself what you needed in that moment and recognize you're not what you work for. You
Wow.
are the love that you carry in your heart, the expression that you give from that place, and the acceptance of the genius that you are. Anything that
Wow.
interferes with that, love it. Don't fight it. It doesn't take hard work, it takes understanding, grace, and space to give yourself what you need. You are the savior of yourself. That's what Jesus was teaching. I can go.
Yeah.
I love this
Yeah.
stuff.
No. I think I've said like 20 times wow, and it's powerful, but I really mean it. And it's also like what you said, it's all about identity. Like, who are you today? It doesn't matter what story you had yesterday, it doesn't exist anymore. Nothing exists anymore. Only this moment now. So, who are you today? How do you want to feel? What do you want to be?
Yes.
Yeah.
Layla, you're amazing.
No, you are amazing. I'm so grateful that you did this today. And it's 45 minutes. I know you have your next meeting waiting for you. But yeah, you shared 45 minutes of value.
Mm.
So who is missing this? I don't know, but they're missing out in life. They're missing out a big chance. Thank you
Very
so
kind.
so much for this today.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity to share a little bit. And what I'll end with and what I'll go ahead and bring down to is there's a lot of wisdom that I can share with, but there's a lot of wisdom that's waiting to be blossomed within you if you can just allow yourself to nurture it in a way. And it doesn't necessarily need to be done with hard work. It just has to be felt. You're going to feel it to heal it.
Mm.
What you resist will persist. What you feel fully will materialize and vanish before your eyes, right? And then once that happens, you will seal it. Here's how it goes: heal it by feeling it, feel it to heal it, seal it. And then what comes after feeling it and sealing it is revealing what comes next, which is the harmony of your masculine and your feminine and your higher self. And now you get to live in complete homeostasis with heaven on earth in the present moment, no longer putting conditions on happiness, no longer being afraid of your past, and no longer operating inside of a position of obligation. It's appreciation, it's completion,
Wow.
it's love. You get to that point in that position, and then you just start going and you just express yourself from that, and you'll be taken exactly to where you're supposed to be. You're going to be put in front of who you're supposed to be, and everything shall be added on to you. Nothing outside, all inside, but can you give it to yourself first?
Wow. Yeah, this was awesome.
Job
I'm
well
so
done.
grateful that you are here today. I'm gonna end the tape for today. And yeah, I wish you a nice day and
Thank you,
speak to you
Layla.
soon.
Very soon.
Did this transmission resonate with you? Then subscribe to the New Earth Radio. Every Sunday at 11, we air a new frequency. Stay in line, stay awakened. See you soon.